What up? Morning. Ooh, that's a little too funky. A little funky for the morning. What's up, everyone? This is Data Lord. Welcome to Crypto and Coffee here on Decentralized TV, and want to welcome you to Hump Day. It is Hump Day. Hump Day. So let's not delay. Let's get into the markets, shall we? Yeah. So now presenting the markets. Well, look at that. Bitcoin for the week up 4.4%, but today a little retracement, no big deal. We're still playing ball right around right around 30,000, and 1.2 down, not a big deal. Ethereum, same ballpark, 1.5 down. Looks like the Polygon took a 5% hit down. That sucks. Unless you're scooping, then it doesn't suck. And that's just the whole market today. Little retracement, and we'll see why. We'll see the reasons. So if we take a look at our charting, our charts. What up, JV? Good morning to you. I see the mountains and the sun rising over them. So this little guy here, and actually I have this other view. I never use it, and I should because it looks good. Nope, that doesn't look good. I lied. Thought it did. It didn't. And that looks stupid too. And maybe that makes more sense. We'll do this too. So Bitcoin, we'll take a look at that first. Bitcoin did have a breakout out of our little wedge here. Question is just, are we going to hold it? And so, looking at this support line that we're at, or rather resistance line, we're trying to break that. We're really trying to break that. So, let's make sure it's a thicky, sticky. So we're trying to break that. It looks like we have intersections over here and at this support level over here. So that's really what we're trying to prove. Can we break above that? And if we do, it looks like 42K is not too far behind. So, on a more macro view, because mind you, Bitcoin, with these big moves, people with very deep pockets, mind you, they're looking at the monthly candles. They always are. They're looking at these monthlies. And the good thing is June coming to a close. We're really close to it. This Friday is the last day of June. And if we close this candle green, that means this candle is bullish because you saw it went up, came down, and is solid. There's no wick. And mind you, with monthly candles, if there's a wick, it shows indecision, right? Especially this one right here. This one right here was a spinning top. You can see big body here, big line here, big line here. So spinning top means indecision. This right here had much more of a body with just wicks, right? But the bearish wick was longer. And then this one, there's not really wicks. It's just a solid green one. So if we close it for the month, that's very good because that does mean Bitcoin closed monthly, above these little wicks down here, which means we are in a bullish macro pattern. That doesn't mean micro will follow, but it does mean good things for Bitcoin in months to come. Litecoin, kind of same deal. You can see us. Hold on, I'm just gonna sneeze. No. I'm okay. Life is good. I have allergies. So they're always, oh my goodness, my nose. Why? It's always bad in the morning. Always. So looks like the monthly on Litecoin kind of doing the same thing. We're in this wedge. We're getting a nice big wedgie. Now we're working into the corner here, and halvings August 2nd. So no, not sneezing, not now. It is what it is. We'll roll with it. I'll just awkwardly sneeze once in a while, and you'll say, "Bless you." I'll say, "Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister." And so, collect myself. Am I sneezing? No. Yes. I'm okay. So, anyways, we're moving in this wedge here. August 2nd is the halving of Litecoin. So it's the pressure's building. This is such a fun time. We can kind of see what's going to happen. She going to pop off, girl. She going to pop off. So pay attention. And Litecoin, let's zoom in a bit. Sneeze a little bit. It's awesome. My allergy pills should kick in. I took them not that long ago. We're right at the support over here. You can see over here. We have the support, the support, the support, the support, the support, the support. So there's a lot of precedence to where we are right now in Litecoin. So not a bad time to buy a bag. IMO desk pop. What's that mean? The desktop desk pop? I don't know. Ugh. Sneezing sucks. It's just so stupid. I know it's your body being like, "Hey, get stuff out of you," but like sometimes you're like, "Dude, I'm doing a stream. Can you not?" So, anyways, let's look at some altcoins too. Dogecoin. Dogecoin fell out of our wedge. That doesn't mean it's not coming back. I want you to know this wedge is bigger than it. You see how precedented this wedge is. Like I just don't think that we actually fell out of it. I think this is more of a short-lived FUD in the market thing. It's going to snap back, but that means buying opportunities for you. You can scoop up some Doge at some really cheap prices here. And Doge, just pay attention to Doge. Doge is on the same algorithm as Litecoin. When Litecoin has halvings, Doge typically has some fun too. When Bitcoin has halvings, Doge tends to have some fun too, because people who mine Bitcoin also mine Litecoin, and because they mine Litecoin, they also mine Dogecoin. So just mind you, big whales have big bags of these things for their own purposes. So also August 2nd, we'll mark it on the charts here. Mark it with a B for baby and me. So Dogecoin, lock it. There you go. So Dogecoin's down here, but I think it's going to pump. I really think either just before August 2nd or after it, we're going to see Doge movement. I'm not predicting the future, but man, it usually looks this way. And not just that, but more on a macro view on Doge. Like I did like a time date analysis, and it's scheduled for a pop off. It works in almost like a sine wave cycle. You can see like that's a sine wave, 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 that's a sine wave. Skipped a beat here. That's a sine wave. It pumped. That's a sine wave. It barely pumped, right? And so we are scheduled for a good pump on Doge, and I think it will. And then Polygon Matic, we're like down 5% today. Don't trip on that. Look at this wedge. We broke through that wedge the same as Dogecoin did, but I think that's more the FUD in the markets. I don't think it's because we're actually out of the wedge here. So I think this is actually a buying opportunity, and I think it will snap back to this support line, and we'll see. We'll see what happens there, but it does look like a compelling accumulation position for Polygon. So do what you gonna do. And then we have Adam over here, also compelling buy opportunity on Matic. We're in my accumulation zone, so we're flirting with these little wicks over here, and opportunities if you're paying attention. You gotta be buying stuff when there's no demand for it, and then when it's popping off, you look like a real smart dude. So that's the market update for the day. I'm going to, blow my nose. Give me a second. Ah! Yeah. So, anyways, let us get into the stories for the day. How y'all doing today, by the way? Say what's up in the chat. Let me know how you feeling. Probably better than me with these allergies. Or are you struggling too? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, homie. You tell me. Yeah, 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 yeah. There we go. No. Yes. And then let me make it not look crazy, man. It's looking crazy. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Crypto exchange Kucoin is introducing mandatory KYC for all users. Huh. So if you use Kucoin, sorry guys, KYC for you. Crypto exchange Kucoin is set to mandate know your customer or KYC procedures for all clients starting July 15th. Users must complete KYC to fully access Kucoin's products and services, and they will face limitations. The exchange operator said Wednesday. If KYC procedures are not completed, users will only be able to use services such as spot trading, sell orders, future trading, deleveraging, margin trading, deleveraging, earn product redemptions, and ETF redemptions. Kucoin said they will not be able to make deposits to the exchange, but can withdraw. So interesting. The move comes 4 months after New York State Attorney General Letitia James sued KuCoin, saying the crypto exchange is an unregistered commodities and securities broker or dealer. KuCoin rival Binance was also recently charged by the U.S. Commodities Future Trading Commission, where the regulator said Binance designed special policies and procedures to help VIP customers evade both IP-based compliance controls and KYC documentation-based compliance controls. The updated KYC policy is to better comply with the applicable regulatory requirements. Kucoin CEO Johnny Liu told the block, as users provide more information to complete their profiles, we will offer users a wide range of platform products and services, including but not limited to daily or to higher daily withdrawal limits, more comprehensive trading tools, and a greater variety of user activities, Liu said. KuCoin's updated KYC policy launched in September 2017. KuCoin is currently the 8th largest crypto exchange by trading volume, according to the block's data dashboard. Liu said KuCoin has over 27 million users across the globe and serves both institutional and retail clients. It does not serve users in several countries, including the US, Canada, Singapore, China, Hong Kong, and according to its terms of use. And interesting. I'm okay. We're good. We're okay, bud. KuCoin's total trading volume this month to date is above 15 billion, compared to Binance's over 211 billion. Yeah, different order of magnitude per the dashboard. Given the new KYC policy, Liu said there could be a short-term decline in trading volume, but in the long run, mandatory KYC is highly beneficial for combating malicious activities with the industry, protecting the funds of users, partners, and establishing a healthy and sustainable ecosystem. We also believe that our users will adapt to change and support our initiatives, Liu added. Last year, KuCoin was valued at 10 billion when it raised 150 million in a pre-Series B fund round. Investors including Jump Crypto, Circle Ventures, IDG Capital, and Matrix Partners. So it looks like KuCoin is going from being kind of a weird altcoin exchange to actually being a big boy playing for keeps, being compliant, all that. So interesting. Keep your eyes on KuCoin. Never know if that ends up being something to take serious. Yeah. Also, we talk about crypto, but we also drink about coffee. So, you know. So, next article here: European Union finalizes Data Act despite protests. So, EU legislators have finalized the Data Act despite protests from the blockchain industry about smart contract kill switch. Okay. Legislators from the European Union have finalized new rules known as Data Act. Thierry Breton, the European Commissioner for Internal Market, confirmed the deal on Twitter on June 28th. That means today. Wow. The act was part of a larger revamp of data regulations regarding internet connected devices in Europe. Tonight's agreement on the Data Act is a milestone in reshaping the digital space, Breton said. The decision has taken despite protests from the EU blockchain industry. The blockchain community has raised concerns that the provisions of the act on smart contracts could kill the industry. Maybe. Critics argue that the act's vague scope could have potentially adverse effects on decentralized transactions governed by immutable code. A recent open letter signed by organizations associated with a number of blockchains, such as Stellar, Polygon, Near, Cardano, stated the act could clash with recent agreed markets in crypto assets or MiCA regulations. MiCA will go into force in 2024. The regulations grant crypto exchanges and wallet service providers permissions to operate across the EU, but legislators purposely avoided discussing the more challenging issue of how to govern decentralized finance. The commission, therefore, will have to return in a few years' time. There was still some uncertainty over whether the last version of the act still refers to smart contracts rather than alternative formations suggested by the industry, such as digital contracts. Your mom's a digital contract, she says. EU blockchain industry concerns are not allayed. The commission has dismissed concerns the blockchain industry raised, claiming the new rule will not eliminate current smart contracts. The high level standard it contains will not be difficult for vendors to implement in practice. However, it is unclear if the final agreement would allay fears of the EU blockchain industry. There are concerns that measures will be ineffective for public permissionless blockchains, and there is no central authority to enforce regulatory constraints. Oh, no, not that. The European Parliament and Council, which represent the bloc's 27 member states, must vote in favor of the act agreed upon by legislators so that it is passed into law. So it looks like EU is trying to basically lead where the United States isn't, but the problem is they're trying to do the EU thing where they just try to govern everything and tell people what they can and can't do. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Give me a second. That's what you're going to do. Look at that shirt, by the way. Shirt's lit. Shirt is lit. We lit. And let's get into our headliner for the day, because I think it shows what people with deep pockets are thinking at the moment, right? We have Mr. Michael Saylor here, right, with MicroStrategy. And the headline is MicroStrategy buys another 12,333 Bitcoin for $347 million. You hear that? MicroStrategy just bought. If MicroStrategy bought, that means MicroStrategy thinks this is confirmation that we're at the bottom, and we just bounced off it. To me, that's what I'm reading. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy purchased an additional 12,333 Bitcoin for a total of $347 million in cash. At an average price around $28,136 per Bitcoin. I mean, 28K per Bitcoin ain't bad. Between April 29th and June 27th, according to a Securities and Exchange Commission filing submitted Wednesday. This latest purchase brings the company's total Bitcoin holdings up to around 152,333 Bitcoin, worth roughly 4.6 billion at the current price of Bitcoin, around 30,000. The company acquired these Bitcoins at a total price of around 4.52 billion, with an average purchase price of about 29,668 per Bitcoin, inclusive of fees and expenses. The latest purchase comes 2 months after MicroStrategy acquired an additional 1,045 Bitcoin for a total of $23.9 million in April. Wow. MicroStrategy and Sailor remain bullish on Bitcoin, extremely bullish, the world's first and largest cryptocurrency. The conviction in our Bitcoin strategy remains strong as the digital asset environment continues to mature. And you see, I am mature because I pronounced this word mature. If you pronounce it mature, you're immature. You're immature. MicroStrategy CEO Feng Li said last month, Bitcoin has seen a price rise in recent weeks thanks to a flurry of applications for spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds in the U.S., including from asset management giant BlackRock, which has sparked renewed interest in the space. MicroStrategy also reported strong financial performance last month for the first quarter of this year, witnessing a net income of $461.2 million compared to a net loss of $130.8 million in the same quarter a year earlier, and a net loss of $249.7 million in the fourth quarter of 2022. So, dude, I hope you're seeing what's happening here. MicroStrategy, they are ballers, okay? They personally think that it is a good buy to scoop up Bitcoin at 28K. So I think you should read that as, I don't know, maybe it's time for you to pick up Bitcoin around that price. Because if they're going to make big money with it, just copy what they're doing. Just copy what they're doing. Not financial advice, but I mean, they got big bags behind them. So you can just kind of copy their MicroStrategy, you know? So Bitcoin no longer crypto of choice for illicit crypto activity, TRM Labs. So while fiat channels remain the dominant tools for criminal finance, Bitcoin appears to have fallen out of favor for criminals as far as cryptocurrencies go. According to new research, fewer cyber criminals are turning to Bitcoin as their primary method of moving illicit funds, with bad actors opting to go back to fiat channels or choosing other cryptocurrencies. You hear that? They're using the US dollar to launder money. So, yeah. Kids these days. Digital asset compliance and risk management firm TRM Labs revealed that illicit finance volumes involving Bitcoin had fallen significantly over the past 7 years, according to its illicit crypto ecosystem report released on June 8th. And I'd love to look at that. Search. TRM Labs said instead, a new multi-chain era has led to a qualitative leap away from Bitcoin as a primary means of moving criminal proceeds. The firm has highlighted that cash and other forms of fiat-related finance remain the default means of criminal money movements. Indeed, cash and even older forms of finance, such as hawala, transferring money without physically moving it, remains the default means by which illicit activity is financed and its proceeds are laundered. TRM Labs also noted that while illicit activities involving crypto has increased, crypto did not invent these criminal forms. The firm reported that around $2 billion in crypto was stolen through attacks on cross-chain bridges in 2022, but very little of that was Bitcoin. Yeah, no kidding. So you can see here, as far as illicit volume goes, in 2016, it was almost all Bitcoin. In 2022, it's very little Bitcoin. Same with hacks, same with terrorist financing. So now you know. The multi-chain era has had a sweeping impact on the distribution of illicit crypto volume as a whole. It noted, adding that Bitcoin's share of illicit transactions plummeted from 97% in 2016 to just 19% in 2022. Furthermore, while 2/3 of the crypto hack volume was in Bitcoin back in 2016, that had fallen to just under 3% by 2022. The slack was taken up by Ethereum and BNB Smart Chain. Wow. So 68% of hacked crypto theft is Ethereum. Yeah, makes sense. Meanwhile, Bitcoin was also, I bet most of that's NFTs, but meanwhile, Bitcoin was also once the exclusive currency for terrorist financing back then as well. But by 2022, it had been all but replaced by Tron. What? With 92% TRM Labs claims. Really? Terrorists are using Tron? No kidding. Additionally, TRM Labs claims there has been a 240% increase in the use of Tether among the terrorist financing entities that it tracked in 2022. Wow, no kidding. So USDT, because it's stablecoin, apparently is being used for digital terrorist financing. Who knew? The latest illicit finance figures in crypto may be brighter news for Bitcoin, which in recent days looks to be back on the table for institutional adoption. However, the cryptocurrency saw at least 7.8 billion paid into Ponzi and pyramid schemes. As much as 1.5 billion was spent on darknet markets specializing in narcotics. 3.7 billion was stolen through DeFi hacks and exploits in 2022, according to TRM Labs. What's up, Gundy? I see you, brother. That's a lot of yo. You like reached in your pocket and you're like, yo, and there was a little bit of lint in the yo. But good morning indeed, Crypto Nation. I see you. We were just talking about how terrorists are using Tether, not Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is not the primary crypto for illicit activities anymore. So sorry, guys, you're not a dark web guy if you're using Bitcoin anymore. You're upstanding citizen. Now you know. However, the cryptocurrency saw at least 7.8 billion paid into Ponzi and pyramid schemes. As much as 1.5 billion was spent on darknet specializing in narcotics, and 3.7 billion was stolen through DeFi hacks and exploits in 2022, according to TRM Labs. Earlier this year, Cointelegraph reported that 2022 set a new record for illicit crypto transactions. The total cryptocurrency value received by illicit addresses topped 20 billion last year, according to analytics firm Chainalysis. So I think all of that is quite interesting. Cipher trace, huh? So ZK Sync. Yes, there's so much, there's very much. ZK Sync launches ZK Stack as foundation for zero knowledge development. So this comes out of like the concept of ZK Snarks, zero knowledge, right? ZK. So ZK Sync announces the launch of ZK Stack, a major leap for zero knowledge technology. No thanks. In a significant step forward for development of zero knowledge technology, an innovative field pertaining to privacy and security in digital transactions. ZK Sync has announced the launch of ZK Stack. Created by Matter Labs, ZK Sync launched in its current form in March 2023. It is a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum using ZK rollups and was the first ZK EVM chain to go live on the mainnet. As the ZK Sync team on Twitter reported, ZK Stack represents an extended vision of the ZK Credo, designed to serve as a modular framework for building sovereign ZK-powered chains, otherwise known as hyperchains. Man, that sounds cool. You know, yo, bro, you got any more of that hyperchain? Yeah, bro, it's right here, ZK Sync has evolved from a purely technical project into a community united by a joint mission, harnessing the magic of ZK tech to advance personal freedom for all. I like that. Declared to the team in a tweet thread on June 23rd, 2023. The release of the ZK stack reaffirms this commitment, offering a free, composable, modular, battle tested, and future proof platform. The ZK stack is developed under fully permissive MIT Apache open source licenses. This aligns with ZK Sync ethos of accessibility and sovereignty outlined in the ZK Credo. It allows developers or organizations to contribute and utilize the framework to facilitate widespread adoption and innovation in the ZK technology. One of the critical features of the ZK stack is its composability. Hyperchains built with ZK stack can connect seamlessly in a trustless network, boasting low latency and shared liquidity, and can enhance transactions in various financial and digital services. They operate independently, relying on Ethereum's layer 1 for their liveness and security, while a network of hyperbridges facilitates the interconnection of every hyperchain, providing quick and economic interoperability. Additionally, the ZK stack is modular, meaning developers have the autonomy to customize and shape every aspect of your hyperchain, as stated by the ZK Sync team in its Medium post. This degree of customization will likely appeal to a broad range of use cases. For instance, DeFi apps can leverage its features for improved financial transactions, NFT projects for secure digital asset transfers, game developers for integrating blockchain in gaming, and enterprise for creating a private interconnected blockchain system. The ZK Sync team believes ZK rollups are the future of Ethereum scaling. Thus, the ZK stack is claimed to be future proof, designed with the right architecture to harness the full potential of ZK's capabilities. The team also announced a series of technical deep dives on the ZK stack architecture to foster discussion and encourage broader comprehension and contribution to the ZK stack. The ZK stack could potentially play a key role in shaping the future of decentralization and blockchain technology, emphasizing sovereignty and accessibility and interoperability. I like all of that. This thing, yo, you guys want the hyperchain? You looking for some hyperchain, bro? Go down that alley. Talk to the guy named Skelly. He take care of you. I don't know anyone named Skelly, but that sounds like a name of a guy who would be in an alleyway. So ZK, I like what they're doing, dude. They're taking something that was smart, basically encryption hashes, and then they're just building other solutions on top of that proof because it works. Now you know. Looks like Bankruptcy Voyager Digital incurs 1.1 million in legal fees. Ooh, my pocket. And this is what it looks like to use Voyager. You just stare at a phone sideways that just says Voyager. That's the whole use case right there. Really cool. Kirkland & Ellis is currently the legal representative of many crypto exchanges that are faced with bankruptcy. Legal advisor Kirkland & Ellis has charged bankrupt crypto brokerage firm Voyager Digital the sum of 1.1 million in legal fees for their work in April. The fund is for fees and expenses related to its work on the erstwhile. What the hell is that? Oh, that's a name. It should be all It should be caps, bro. Erstwhile brokerage firm's bankruptcy process. According to the documents, some of Kirkland & Ellis's highest paid partners charged as high as $2,000 per hour for their part. Ooh, how's that payday? Yeah, I charge $2,000 per hour. Like, what? Per hour? Okay. For their part of the litigation. Some other lawyers billed the bankrupt crypto exchange up to $150,000 for the month. Okay. Yeah, real talk. Hyperchain sounds like some Blade Runner type shit. Yeah, it does. Markedly, the firm had a blended hourly billing rate of $1,313 for all services in April. It's not a bad hourly rate. One of Kirkland and Ellis's litigation partners, identified as George W. Hicks Jr., PC, is asking for $153,000 in fees for 87.8 hours of work. Another associate, Nicholas Adzima, requested $147,900 in compensation for 118 hours of work in April. Man, these guys are freaking ripping. Beyond Voyager Digital, bogus legal fees rock crypto firms. So Kirkland and Ellis is currently the legal representative of many crypto exchanges that are faced with bankruptcy. Last year was a terrible time for the broad crypto industry, with the harsh bear market that forced many into insolvency and later bankruptcy. Voyager Digital, Celsius Network, BlockFi, and many other crypto-related firms, including mining companies, filed for bankruptcy protections against investors and other creditors. Shockingly, renowned cryptocurrency exchange FTX also shared the same fate when it resorted to filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the United States. FTX implosion and bankruptcy shook the entire crypto industry and led to further collapse for a few more firms. While this period was bearish for crypto firms, it turned out to be bullish market for law firms. Well, where's law firm coin? That's what I want to know. By October last year, Celsius Network had already incurred over $3 million in legal fees payable to Kirkland and Ellis and another law firm called Acom Gump, which is not a cool name for a band. Between July 13th to July 31st, Kirkland and Ellis charged Celsius Network $2.6 million as legal fees, while Acom Gump, not the band, but the lawyer, asked the embattled exchange to pay $750,000. This was in addition to all of the financial difficulties that Celsius was faced with at the time. Man, come on. Come on. Give me a second here. These allergies, man. Pray for me. Pray for me. Come on now. By October last year, Celsius had already incurred $3 million in legal fees. Wow. So, yeah, there we go. So similarly, FTX's June 15th court filing showed that between February 1st, 2023 and April 30th, 2023, the bankrupt crypto exchange had paid more than $121 million in legal, consulting, and financial services. These fees were paid to law firms representing FTX, Sullivan and Cromwell, which sounds like something out of Daredevil, doesn't it? Investing banking firms, Jefferies Group, and restructuring consultancy firm Alvarez and Marsal, which also sounds like something out of Daredevil. Notably, the banking firm received the smallest percentage of fees, while the law firm received more. So far, Celsius Network has spent more than $50 million in its bankruptcy legal proceedings, while FTX's legal fees have reached over $200 million. Oh no. Say it ain't so. Fintech company Ripple Labs revealed recently that its over 2-year-long lawsuit with the Securities and Exchange Commission has cost over $200 million. Woo! What is that about? So I'm just glad I'm not chilling with lawyers every day. My goodness. Although I bet they can afford snacks out of the vending machines. I bet they can. And I'm just chilling with hyper owner. JV, you should have said something. I would have done something. I'm over here sneezing and stuff, and you just putting stuff on the screen, and I don't even know about it. Crazy. That's crazy. UK Law Commission proposes classifying crypto as a new type of property. Okay. Other Law Commission recommendations, including creating expert panels and implementing a legal framework around crypto collateral arrangements. Digital assets such as cryptocurrencies could be classified under a new category of personal property. The Law Commission of England and Wales said in its final recommendation report to the government. The commission law comprising. Hold up. Gundy says what? The more guilty you are, the more lawyers cost. And the more white Broncos you have that you drive as fast as you can down the interstate. It's true. It's just true. The Law Commission, comprising lawyers, judges, and professors, set forth 4 specific recommendations in its report published on June 28th. These related to legislation for a distinct category of personal property, creating an industry-specific panel, implementing a bespoke legal framework on crypto collateral arrangements, and law reform to clarify these arrangements. I like that. Here's the recommendations. The commission said the current personal property laws are sufficiently flexible to encompass cryptocurrencies. However, cryptocurrencies have unique features that set them apart from physical assets, securities, and other forms of property. Therefore, it is noted that a distinct category should be legislated to better recognize and protect their unique features. This recommendation was also made in a consultation paper published in 2022. The Law Commission saw value in creating a panel of experts advising the court on complex legal matters involving cryptocurrencies. The panel should comprise technical experts, legal practitioners, academics, and judges per the report. It said the existing laws around using crypto as collateral are not adequate to address these limitations. The UK should create a tailored legal structure that better facilitates the entering into, operation, and enforcement of collateral arrangements relating to crypto tokens and crypto assets. The Commission also recommended changes to statutory laws to define if and how certain cryptocurrencies align with the Financial Collateral Arrangements Regulation, or FCAR. According to the report, many digital assets are likely to fall outside of the scope of FCARs. Hey, man. What do you got against cars, bro? F you if you have cars. This action would aim to create a clear and consistent framework for digital assets that would provide greater clarity and security to users and market participants. Justice Minister Mike Freer was quoted in the report saying, "We must ensure our laws remain equipped to meet the complexities of these technologies well into the future. And we will carefully consider these findings as we look into further strengthen the future of our global renowned legal system." The report stating the recommendations would support the government's crypto hub ambitions. And crypto hub, why does the UK suddenly want to become a crypto hub? It has to do with EU. So, giving context to that, the UK is positioning itself as a crypto-friendly jurisdiction in hopes of outwitting the EU. So the UK is trying to basically pwn the EU, which seems to be going in the opposite direction. So shout outs to the UK for seeing the writing on the walls. The EU is trying to do the whole power grab thing, and UK is like, well, we can just Brexit that too. I see you. This week, UK Chancellor Rishi Sunak tweeted about payment regulation reform recognizing crypto stablecoins as a valid payment in the UK. In the same post, Sunak also linked a gov.uk page detailing other steps the government is taking to turn the UK into a crypto asset technology hub. This includes legislating for a financial sandbox called CryptoSprint, which would be overseen by the Financial Conduct Authority, or FCA, developing a crypto asset engagement group as an interface between industry and government, examining tax reform that encourage competitiveness, commemorating this new approach to digital assets by the way of a specially commissioned NFT in conjunction with the Royal Mint. Given the uneasy relationship with the UK and crypto to date, the skeptical among you will wonder what's going on. The UK is looking to crypto to regain a footing. The UK officials have generally taken a hostile stance towards crypto in the past. For example, As recently as December 2021, the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey reiterated comments that cryptocurrencies do not meet the definition of currency and have no intrinsic value, and warned that investors could lose all their money. Addressing the Financial Policy Committee at the time, Bailey played down the significance of digital assets, saying they aren't a risk today, but could be in the future. It probably isn't a financial stability risk today, but it has the makings of something that could become one. Then there's the FCA, which has been accused of taking a draconian approach in dealing with Binance as it seeks to register with authorities. The FCA said its approach corresponded with Binance's failure to respond to basic queries. However, in an apparent turnaround, Chancellor Sunak is now signaling a pro-crypto stance. He said the efforts are part of a plan to keep the UK financial industry at the forefront of technology and innovation. What's more, Chancellor Sunak also spoke about attracting businesses and jobs through this policy change. We want to see the business of tomorrow and the jobs they create here in the UK. And by regulating effectively, we can give the confidence they need to think and invest long term. The EU is closing its doors. So UK financial services sector bought 165 billion euros or $215 billion in 2022, accounting for 9% of the country's total economic output. The City of London is traditionally seen as one of the world's leading financial centers, but leaving the EU on January 31st, 2020, meant losing jobs and businesses to competing centers. While the UK government acknowledges this, it is also diminished the effect by saying the impact may not be as significant as initially thought. The data so far suggests that jobs and businesses have been lost to other financial centers as a result of the UK leaving the European single market, but the impact may not be as big as initially feared by some. Nonetheless, Patrick Henson, the head of strategy and business development at Unstoppable Finance, recently commented that this change from the UK government directly responds to anti-crypto sentiment coming from the EU. He thinks the UK wants to outplay the EU and scoop up all the capital flight that's set to leave the region should proposals on unhosted crypto wallets get ratified in law. I love this. This is smart. With Brexit, the EU lost its biggest financial hub, the City of London. Seems like the UK wants to outplay the EU with regards to crypto too. The timing of this, just a few days after heavy public backlash against an EU vote on crypto, is certainly not a coincidence. So it looks like UK is playing for keeps here. I like to see that. I think it's going to put pressure on other parties like the United States to do the right thing too. So I'm down for it. I'm down for it. What are you thinking about all this stuff about UK being pro crypto and trying to scoop up opportunities the EU left? Let me know in the chat. Also, if you would be so kind, leave a like and a subscribe. That helps the channel grow. And, we love you dearly. Let's take a look here. Wall Street is coming for crypto, whether early believers like it or not. And I have never seen this bull, but I have seen the one in Chicago. And I may or may not have peed on it. I probably didn't, but I can't confirm. At Money 2020, earlier this month, David Schwed, COO of Halburn, sent a message back to his team from the floor of the FinTech conference in Amsterdam. I'm happy, he wrote. I feel like there are adults here. After attending Crypto-centric conference in Texas, Miami, and Barcelona over the past weeks, he said, seeing booths that belong to JP Morgan, Citibank, Goldman Sachs has a welcome change of scenery from fist bumps and late night festivities. Yeah, he's talking about the NFT crew. Schwed joined Halburn, a blockchain security firm, last July. In his previous role, he served as global head of digital assets technology for BNY Mellon, one of America's oldest lenders and the world's largest custodian bank. That's part of the reason why he sees a huge market for big banks to enter the crypto industry, he told Decrypt. He's not the only one. Institutions from the traditional world of finance dipped their toes in crypto long before FTX hit rock bottom last November. But now As the SEC circles the largest two centralized exchanges left standing, traditional finance or TradFi, not to be confused with ChadFi, that's buying Dogecoin, as it's been nicknamed in the industry, appears poised to gain ground and possibly market share. Some experts say all financial roads in the US, no matter how nascent, eventually lead to Wall Street. The banks and financial institutions with capital are always years behind by design because they're risk adverse, Schwed said. And then once there's any sort of clarity, whether it's coming from the SEC or court systems, they're just going to jump on the opportunity and create. Even if Wall Street wants it, Schwed believes crypto will always have its anti-establishment sector who skew libertarian, and I would consider myself part of that crew. Their rallying cry, screw financial intermediaries. True. But he said that factions will likely shrink or pivot towards privacy coins as regulators turn up the heat, leading to more robust regulations along the way. And with all those like ZK proofs we were looking at, I think this becomes less of a matter. I think if you're using ZK tools on top of not just Ethereum, but other blockchains as well. I mean, now that we have ordinals, I think ZK is not too far off from things like Bitcoin. So we'll see. Companies that we see today, they're going to look and feel much different in the future, he said. The ones that are smart, the ones that are gaining capital, are going to be building around what's coming out of these lawsuits from the SEC. Shark Tank star Kevin O. Scam You Later Leary is among the seasoned investors who believe the change of the guard is afoot. As America's financial watchdog tries to bring crypto to heel, he told Decrypt that 3 years from now, industry leading firms will be comprised of an entirely different crew. Yeah, that's true. We have to thank them for their services and their entrepreneurship, but they have to go. He said today's top exchanges, they don't understand the concept of integrating with the global financial system in a way that allows institutions to participate. Yeah, I think Kevin O'Leary is like Robert Kiyosaki. I think he's kind of a boomer TV show level guy who inflates his whole position, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Amid the better vibes on crypto Twitter, after the SEC recent regulatory blitz, a glimmer of hope for crypto adoption flickered when BlackRock announced its bid to establish America's first spot-based Bitcoin ETF. Not long after, Wall Street titans Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Citadel Securities announced that their crypto exchanges, EDX markets, began trading operations. And here's Wall Street's price rises on, or Bitcoin's price rises on Wall Street intrigue. So, yeah. So SEC sues Binance, price came down. SEC sues Coinbase, price goes up because Coinbase gave them, strength. Like, nah, we got this. BlackRock files for its Bitcoin spot ETF, and that's really where the rally happened. So that's probably where Nancy Pelosi got a phone call saying, hey, make sure you buy Bitcoin. And she says, you got it. She did, and they probably pumped. That's a joke, but that could be probably true. Yeah, Wall Street's terrible. It is what it is. I suppose if you worship money, that's your church. Market begins trading EDX. So days later, Bitcoin's price was flirting with $30,000, up by roughly $20,000 since BlackRock filed its application. If BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF gets approved, it would be a game changer. To date, the SEC has blocked every application time after time since the Winklevoss twins first filed for a Bitcoin ETF in 2013. It didn't take long for the phone of CB Insights CEO Sui Chung to ring hot, which calls from clients following the ETF announcement, he told Decrypt. In particular, it was clients from large traditional firms looking to gauge BlackRock's odds of success. This was a palpable shift in their attitude towards Bitcoin, he said, believing if BlackRock was willing to experiment with the creation of new financial products, so should they, because clearly it can be done. BlackRock keeping Coinbase as the custodian for Bitcoin ETF, even after the SEC charged the San Francisco-based company with operating unregistered an unregistered exchange in a lawsuit, is a tacit vote of confidence. The two announced their first big partnership last August, inking a deal that allows BlackRock institution Aladdin platform users access to digital assets through Coinbase's brokerage service. By targeting Coinbase, the SEC sparked some TradFi sympathy. Shortly after it was sued, the Committee on Capital Market Regulation, which described itself as nonpartisan research group, released a brief that criticized the agency's lawsuit and accused the SEC of making it unduly difficult for crypto firms to register with the watchdog. Leo Mizuhara, CEO of digital asset management platform Hashnote, said BlackRock's choice to wade deeper will incentivize more institutions to take crypto seriously as an emerging asset class. To a large extent, BlackRock legitimizes the entire space as an investable asset class, Mizuhara told Decrypt. The fact that they did this right after SEC sued Coinbase, I think, really illustrates how little people think the SEC has legs to stand on, which we all probably agree. The SEC's, they have no actual charge here. They're just delaying so that their buddies can buy in, probably. But who knows what they're doing? Maybe they just really hate crypto. That could be it too. However, the glow that accompanies more involvement from big institutions isn't a welcome step for some of crypto's true believers. FUD flowed from crypto Twitter as a TradFi takeover after BlackRock's filing, labeling the SEC regulatory double tap as part of a pernicious plot. These big companies are used to controlling financial markets, and crypto makes them feel threatened. Miles Ducher, that's not a good name, but I like you, Miles, a self-described DeFi addict, said on Twitter the goal, he claimed, is to kill crypto business via aggressive regulation so that big TradFi can step in and control U.S. trading. The hidden agenda behind the recent SEC crypto crackdown: big TradFi funds sat back in 2017 and 2021 and watched crypto exhibit 1,000% returns while they were sidelined watching their equities grind 10% per year. This made them extremely envious of new crypto startups. I mean, Miles, you're saying the right thing. But among these working with institutions, Wall Street involvement should be welcomed as a necessary evil. I've always been of the opinion that crypto and Bitcoin are not going anywhere if they're only there for hardliners and anarchists, said Mizuhara from Hashnote. In order for it to make its mark on the world, it really does need to go mainstream. We're on step 2 of 10 at this point, but it's coming. So what I want you to hear from all of that is that you really are the early class of crypto. Don't think you're not. You are. You are way, way ahead of a lot of other people. And my strong recommendation to you is to stay the course, right? Keep doing your dollar cost average. What's up, Codebug? For you, especially, keep doing your dollar cost average. I ain't playing. You better be doing it. Keep your Bitcoin stack growing. Keep in mind, Doge is a good buy opportunity right now. Litecoin's a good buy opportunity right now. We got some options, and I want you to pay attention to the fact that you have some opportunities coming up here. So stack your bags, keep calm, hodl on. We're all doing this for a reason. We're not doing this because we're bored. We're doing this because we believe in what we're doing. So I'll leave you with something a little different. I did a little live jam, and I'll let you hang out and check that out. So my gift to you. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, by the way. Basically doing live hardware music, MPC, lo-fi, techno, all kinds of stuff like that. So you can hang out and do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do. Till next time, keep calm out along. Love you guys.